This is the China Hollywood Greenlight Podcast, episode number 4.
And rolling sound, quiet.
Here we go. Ready.
Speeding. 120, take 7.
And action.
Hello, this is Karen McCann, the host of the China Hollywood Greenlight Podcast, a podcast about creating and distributing content for both Hollywood and China. Any links mentioned in the podcast can be found in the show notes at chinahollywoodgreenlight.com and look for episode number 4. Before I introduce today's special guest, I'd like to start out with a motivational quote for our listeners to encourage them to continue on their path to achieve their own green light. And today's quote is from Babe Ruth, and he said, "Every strike brings me closer to the next home run." And today's guest is Zhao Louis Liu, who is the founder of the Los Angeles Chinese Film Festival, among many other things. And here is the interview. Today's guest is Zhao Louis Liu, who earned his MFA in the Film and Video Production program at the University of Iowa. Prior to coming to the United States, Louis graduated with a BA in Broadcast Journalism at the Communication University of China. He is the founder of the Los Angeles Chinese Film Festival and Chinese in Entertainment, a nonprofit organization supporting Chinese talent and culture in the entertainment industry. He is also a co-founder and director of programming of the DC Chinese Film Festival and served as a program manager for the Asia Society Southern California and helped organize the 7th annual U.S.-China Film Summit. Louis is currently based in Los Angeles and developing his own feature films and TV series. So, Louis, thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Well, I told the audience a little bit about you, but why don't you tell us more about yourself personally and your business?
Sure. So my name is Louis. I was born in Wuhan, China. Wuhan is known as the Eastern Chicago because it used to be the third biggest city in China. And I came to the U.S. in 2009. I got my MFA in film production at the University of Iowa in the Midwest, which was a very interesting experience. Then I lived in Washington, D.C. for about 4 years. I organized the D.C. Chinese Film Festival while I also made an independent film. And then I moved to Los Angeles about a year ago and started the LA edition of the film festival, which is the LA Chinese Film Festival, and also registered a nonprofit called Chinese in Entertainment to help support the community. So that's pretty much what I do. And in the meantime, I actually also do a lot of China consulting for film productions in the U.S. And currently, I'm actually consulting for a project starring Jackie Chan.
Oh, wow.
And it will probably be shot next year and released in 2019.
Oh, wow. You are definitely going to be you are in big demand now, and you're going to be, wow, this is great to know. Well, let me ask you a question. I know that no 2 days are the same in this business, but can you tell us 2 or 3 main tasks you do on a, quote, typical day?
Sure. Actually, I do a lot of different things. So my days are split very differently. So usually on Mondays, I actually do my consulting work for the Jackie Chan film and the production company. So I would actually read scripts and keep notes to screenplay and get ready for conference call between U.S. and China and making sure everything's all set and ready.
Wow.
And then on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I usually do work more on the film festival because it's happening actually in 2 weeks from November 17th to 19th. So that's usually what I do for my Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I woke up with 100 emails in my inbox, trying to reply to all of them, and also we have several teams. Actually, it's a volunteer-run organization. We have about 30 volunteers evenly distributed in 4 different teams. We have a programming team, we have a marketing team, we have a creative productions team, and an operations team. So usually I, touch base with every team leader and see how are things going. And usually, previously, in the early stage of the preparation, everything's been going pretty slow, but now it's really picking up, and I think we're constantly in touch almost every day about what's going on. And a lot of people who are volunteering for the film festival, I actually also have a job in the film and TV industry in LA or in China. So so actually people are all donating their own time, and
Oh,
I
wow.
usually since I freelance and work part time, I have more time during the day. So I do a lot of outreach to other organizations to see if they are interested to become a community partner, and we can offer them discount codes. That's one thing I do, and then also schedule meetings with people, and just in general trying to get the community know about our festival and come out and support us.
Where is it held exactly?
It's held at the Downtown Independent in downtown LA. It's an independent movie theater.
Oh, okay, great. And we'll link to that in the show notes and plus the website and the dates. I'm just curious, how many films are you going to have at the festival?
So we actually received 416 submissions, but we could only program about actually I think 10 feature films, including a non-competition feature film, and then we program about 20 shorts. So it's a total of around 30 films that we are programming.
Okay. Well, that covers Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What about Thursday, Friday?
Thursday, Friday, I still do work here and there. Sometimes I actually get a script, to do coverage for. So usually I either read a script or sometimes I work on my own script because I'm also my background was in creative, so I actually write scripts, and I'm currently developing a TV pilot with a U.S. Writer together for the China market. So that's something I also spend some time working on, usually Thursdays and Fridays.
Oh, wow. You definitely have you wear many hats,
Yes, I do.
yeah, and you've only been in LA a year. How did you find your business partners? And the second half of that question is, and how do you suggest the listeners find partners, especially Chinese partners?
Sure. So this is how I found my partners. When I first came to LA, I started a nonprofit called Chinese Entertainment, and I started to organize a monthly LA China mixer for free. So basically, I'll invite my friends that I know from the industry to come to the mixer, and it's free. We usually go to a different bar every time. So I've been doing that since September 2016, once a month, and it's already been, I think, 13 times, so more than a year. So the mixer started out with just a few people coming that I happened to know from previous connections, and then it started to grow into more and more people. And most recently, we've had about 80 to 100 people coming to the mixer.
Oh, really?
Mostly people working either people from China who have had U.S. Film education and work in the industry, or it's Americans who are interested in China or whose work is China related. And also we have a very young crowd. It's mostly people in their 20s and 30s, but we occasionally have people from their 50s and 60s showing up as well. So usually when they show up, the young crowd is very excited to talk to them. So
Now, is that open to the public, or how do you find out
it's
about that?
It's open to the public. We have a Facebook page called Chinese Entertainment. If you like the page, you'll get notification every time there's a new mixer event. We also have an email newsletter that you could sign up at chineseentertainment.org. So either way, through email. And then for our Chinese listeners, we have a WeChat official account that they can follow. And we have about 600 plus followers on WeChat already, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay, so the WeChat, is that, well, maybe we could know later the WeChat address.
Sure. If you, I think WeChat is more complicated. You have to add me as a friend, and I can send you the WeChat.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, we'll
Yeah.
link to the Facebook page and
Sure.
the email. Oh, that's great. So that mixer's still going on.
Yes, it's still going on. It's going on every month.
Okay, so you found business partners through your outreach program, and obviously some local Americans can hopefully attend these events and find business partners. But
Yes.
how did you hook up with Jackie Chan's outfit?
Oh, that's actually a job that I applied for. I actually just found a job online and I applied. I had maybe 4 rounds of interview, and I was the one of the finalists. And then I ended up getting the job. And it actually was supposed to be a full-time job, but then it became a part-time because of, I think, financing issues, because the movie hasn't started production. So probably later on, I might be working on the project for more time, but right now I just spend about a day every week working on it.
Is this some kind of Chinese website that lists film jobs, kind of like Mandy?
It's actually Indeed.com. That's where I found it.
Okay, thank you for that. Indeed.com. This is
Yeah.
it's very good information to share. This is
Yeah.
very helpful.
It's
Okay.
actually very rare to find a job on Indeed.com. I didn't even think that I could actually get a call, but I did.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
it helps. You never know. I mean, it's worth looking under every rock, as they say.
Yes, totally.
Okay. Well, let me ask you about a past project. What obstacle did you encounter on a past project, and how did you overcome it, and what did you learn?
So one past project I had was that I made an independent feature, actually sci-fi feature film in New York and Romania. It's called Typhoon City, and one of the biggest challenges is that we run out of money after we shot 1/3 of the film.
Oh boy.
So, and I think that was in 2013. I think 2013 and 2014, we spent actually about a year because most of the people who were working on set for the film were my alumni from film school, and we could only have them available during the summer break. So everybody came to New York in the summer. We were planning to shoot everything in 2 months, but we spent all the money after 1 month. Then we have to send everybody home. We felt, we might not be able to finish this project. So we spent the next 6 months doing fundraising, online.
Okay.
I did it in English, in Chinese, crowdfunding, Indiegogo, Kickstarter, and the Chinese Kickstarter. Then eventually I found this one angel investor from Yunnan province in China who just sent me, all the money I needed to finish the film without even signing a contract or anything. It's just a real angel investor who saw like a Weibo post about our film project. And I've actually never met the investor until 2 years later when I went back to China. I visited him. But at the time, I didn't know him at all. We had one phone call. He saw our post and he just gave us the money.